Good morning, everyone. Hunting for something under my leg, and it's there's a real thing there, just a kitten treat. She's having a hard time getting. Oh, you finished it. Oh no, you didn't. It's it's right here. Still there. Frost on the back deck this morning. Chilly. Good time for heating practice. We will use a strap in class today, so I'd like you to have that. And we'll get started in a few moments. Nice to see you all. Did you get it? Oh, you did? Yeah. Okay, yeah. You ate the whole thing. That's my tea and that's my water. That's right. That's my water. Okay, good morning once again. So this morning I'd like to follow up on yesterday's class. We were doing a class on abhyasa. I was really specific about that yesterday in the 10 a.m. class. And I spoke about it in terms of a commitment that we're making. She made a commitment to climb up there, almost lost it partway up. So a commitment that we're making. It's also abhyasa is a commitment to something that we're resolving or we're ending or we're no longer doing. Like you make a commitment to be a person who's operating from kindness. Therefore, you're no longer operating from animosity. Or you're going to commit to loving kindness, and therefore you're going to practice resolving the habit of, let's say, ill will or attachment. That's the far enemy and the near enemy of loving kindness. Or you want to make a commitment to compassion, and therefore you're really noticing when you feel pity or sympathy instead of compassion, or when you actually slip into cruelty instead of compassion. So those are the near and far enemies of karuna, compassion. Well, it can also be very simple, like just a pragmatic daily thing. For some people, it's they're committing to being more hydrated. Therefore, they're committing to drinking less caffeine or soda or wine or things that dehydrate them. Right? And so these things will go together to increase that abhyasa. What we are saying no to is also a part of our commitment. What we're saying yes to is a more obvious, often a more obvious part of our commitment, but we also have this inherent no inside of an inherent yes. Someone who's committing to having more exercise is also committing to having less sedentary lifestyle, for example. Now, those two things together, that makes your abhyasa. And then the vairagyam, as a result of this commitment, you're loosening your attachment to things. You're loosening your attachment to habits or patterns, both neurological, physiological, lifestyle, things that got patterned for you. Let me cover my water glass. They don't want the tea, but they sometimes do want the water. So vairagyam means in the process of abhyasa, we are loosening our attachments. They are fading away. The raga, the clinging, grasping, and aversion is being reduced. It also means that as we make this commitment, this abhyasa, we don't identify in advance the outcome is going to look like this, because often the outcome is much bigger than what we can imagine it's going to be. Now, we might, since we're Westerners, have this sort of construct of, if I do this, then I have that. For example, if I stop drinking, then I get to be a person who's in sobriety. And that is one way to look at things, of course. But to identify in advance what this will look like is a mistake, because often what it looks like, what it turns out to be, is much greater than and deeper than what we had imagined it could be. So let's sit for a few moments together quietly, please. Also, it's helpful if you have 4 blocks, a strap, and a chair for class today. Okay, please rest your hands on your lap. You're welcome to close your eyes. Let your attention start coming inward. And you could ask yourself, what is your current abhyasa? What are you working with for that? Perhaps it's in the realm of the Brahma Viharas. Perhaps what you're working with is like we've been practicing metta or Mayatri over the last couple of weeks. Or perhaps you've identified that some of the things that get in the way for you for the Brahma Viharas are the habits of daily life that cause you to feel more rajasic or more tamasic, more sped up or more obscured or sedentary. Mitzvah, where are you going? I know there's a bird sound out there and it's kind of funny because it's the end of November. Okay. Don't knock anything over, please. That's why his name is Mula Nakula. Mula means mischief, means playful mischief. So feel yourself arriving, ideally a sense of arriving in the pelvic basin, in the pelvic bowl here. Supported from there that the spine goes upright, and supported from the root chakra, Muladhara, the other chakras aligning upright. So inside your abhyasa is a yes and a no. Let them both come together. Please raise your hands to your heart. And that is the joining together of the left hand and the right hand. Notice how that centers you. And we'll chant Asatoma Satgamaya. In our pursuit of yoga, may we come to understand that which is real and true, and that which is not real and not true. May we overcome tamas and experience jyoti. May we understand the difference between the finite, mrit, and the infinite, amrit. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. Your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart. Release your hands. Open your eyes. And so as we are having morning practice now, before you've had food articles, to use my teacher's phrase, we will use Bastrika and Kriya practices to help move out the residue of sleep or tamas and come into the clarity or discernment that your practice needs. So while you're sitting upright, we're going to do this one where we stretch up. This is the inhale, it's brisk, and then we exhale and pull down. It's kind of like a commitment practice, like I'm doing this, I'm saying no to this, I'm doing this, I'm saying no to this, kind of like a yes, no, and back and forth like that. So let's begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to go up. Exhale, press out. Rest your hands in your lap. Relax the breath. Deeply relax the breath. You'll feel your body coming back to a kind of homeostasis. And then round number 2, we'll go a little bit more brisk. Let's begin. Three, two, one. Inhale, go up. Exhale, press out. Rest deeply. Vastrika. Strong exhale through the lips. Now, inhale to suspension with the bandhas. Exhale slowly and completely, of course, in your own timing. Complete the exhale by toning the deep lower abdomen. And then deeply relax. Round number 2. Exhale. Inhale to suspension. Exhale deeply and in your own timing. Alabati with rotations. Place your hands on your shoulders. We're going left, right, left, right. Come to center. Exhale completely. Inhale up to suspension. Exhale slowly and in your own timing. Body to deeply relax. Doing a cleansing practice, and the garbage truck is coming in the neighborhood, so it's good timing. We're cleansing, and that is a cleansing activity for the city. So we have practiced before this inhale suspension, we call it Viloma, where we're going inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause. Now we're going to try it with the exhale in 3 parts. You're going to inhale smoothly, full inhale, no interruptions. And then we exhale the first third of the breath. It's about the width of 4 fingers like this. We exhale the next third of the breath, and then the upper third of the breath. And between those exhales, there'll be a pause. Since we're accustomed to using the count of 3, let's use that. So we'll be exhale 3, pause for 3, exhale 3, pause for 3, exhale 3, pause for 3, and then we'll be inhaling. And with your inhale, since that exhale actually takes 18 counts, I'm not saying your inhale has to be 18. Please don't strive or strain. But the inhale might be a measure of 9, 12, 15, or 18. You'll just see what you're able to do there. So using the Ujjayi inhale, please begin at your own timing. You exhale for 3, pause for 3, exhale 3, pause for 3, exhale for 3, pause for 3, then inhale smoothly. And now you know if you need to make an adjustment for the length of any part of the breath, you might make the adjustment based on the pace that you're counting. So you can stay with 3 as the base number and continue at the pace that you can do without feeling any sense of breathlessness. When you finish your next exhale with those pauses, then let yourself relax, receive the breath that's coming. And let's transition to Vajrasana. Come over to kneeling, please. You need to go out, hon? Nakula? Yeah? Here. Yeah, there you go. That's where you're going. No worries. Okay. You probably can't hear these two started meowing when he left. I don't know if they're loud enough for you to hear. Okay, place your fists in the belly. So we're going to be exhaling to come over where your head gets completely supported. And you have an exhale, what I call exhale pause, becoming an exhale suction, because we're not going to make the full bandha when we're down there like that. So we exhale, squeeze over the fists. Then without inhaling, we relax the belly. we stay only in the comfort zone. Then we tone the belly, inhale to come back up. Okay, beginning with your inhale. And exhale. Rise up with the inhale in your own timing. And exhale to fold forward. You're squeezing the breath out. Again, at the bottom of the exhale, when you've squeezed the breath out, you will not be inhaling, but you're going to deeply relax the exhale muscles. The breath, the body. It's our moving practice. So let's begin with prostrations like we were doing a couple weeks ago, or I guess it was within the last 2 weeks actually. And you can put aside that which you don't need, which is what I'm doing. Okay, so come to the back of your yoga mat. We make a commitment, it's called an abhyasa, and there is something we're saying we want to do. We have an intention, do we have guidance for doing it? And doing that is replacing or usurping or disallowing something else. For example, I'm going to hydrate, and therefore, if you're drinking more water, perhaps automatically you're drinking less caffeine or soda or alcohol. Or you have to make a conscious choice. I'm going to add water, I'm going to subtract the other. And that's just one example that people might be doing. So with that, now we say thank you for the inspiration from this yoga practice. Okay, inhale, raise the arms up like an arrow. Exhale, fold forward. Notice if folding forward is any bit easier after the pranayama. Place your hands, inhale, cat becomes cow. Exhale, inchworm. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, inchworm. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat becomes child's pose. Inhale, arrow pose. Exhale, prostration, palms down, forehead down, curl your toes under. Inhale, Uttanasana legs. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, keeping the legs together, feet together. Exhale, hands to the heart, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, gaze forward, fingers forward. Exhale, prostration, come over the toes, touch the knees, bow the forehead. Inhale, arrow pose. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, cat becomes cow. Exhale, chest, knees, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, Salambasana. Breathe in. Exhale, inchworm pose. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat becomes child's pose. Inhale, slide up. Clasp your hands at the small of your back. Roll the shoulders back, a little back bend here. And inhale to light that up. Exhale, bow over your thighs, touch your forehead, and then inhale, roll to the crown of your skull. Exhale, roll back to the forehead, lower your hips towards your knees, towards your heels, excuse me. Inhale, rise up, little back bend. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time, inhale. Exhale, squeeze the breath out. Inhale, cat to cow. Exhale, inchworm. Inhale, cobra. Salambasana. Breathe in. Exhale, inchworm. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat becomes child's pose. Inhale, roll up, clasp your hands at the small of your back. Exhale, shoulders back, chest up. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, bow forward. Touch your forehead. Inhale, roll to the crown of your skull. Exhale, hips to your heels, squeeze the breath out. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, prostration. Inhale, Uttanasana legs. Exhale, Uttanasana with the feet together. Inhale, rise up, standing arrow pose. Exhale, hands to your heart. The full sense of your abhyasa, remind yourself, Viragyam, you don't know the outcome, even though you're making a commitment. Okay, now Surya Namaskar, we'll start from the back of the mat. So inhale, palms down, wide and up. On the exhale, let your hips come forward in line with your toes. Make a little standing back bend. You can look up. And then inhale, come upright. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Squeeze the breath out. Inhale, walk forward, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, Chaturanga. Exhale, the shape of cobra pose. Inhale, cobra or seal pose. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward facing dog pose. Now with your next inhale, raise your right leg high, Ekapada, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And exhale, right foot forward between your hands. Touch the left knee down. Inhale, Anjaneya Asana. Exhale, plank pose. Squeeze the breath out and step into plank. Inhale, Chaturanga. Exhale into the shape of cobra. And then inhale, cobra or seal pose. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, downward facing dog. With your next inhale, raise your left leg high. And exhale, left foot forward. Right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneya Asana. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, Chaturanga. Exhale, the shape of cobra. Inhale, light up your cobra or seal pose. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, rise up. Okay, bring the hips a little forward in line with your toes. Reach up. Little standing back bend. And then hands to the heart. Your plumb line. Let the mind be really quiet. Make a full dedication, but without grasping for or attaching to the outcomes. Okay, Ujjayi, inhale, arms up. Join the hands overhead like an arrow and come into your standing back bend. The hips just coming forward in line with your toes. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. For those who'd like, put your hands behind your ankles, your forearms behind your calves. Inhale, glide the heart forward. Exhale, deep bow to the legs. Inhale, touch the floor in front of you, lift your heart, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, take the left toes back, set your heel up there for crescent pose. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, root the back heel into Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. Rotate your pelvis, rotate your back heel slightly. Float the arms out to the side. Inhale, rising warrior. And exhale, windmill the arms over. So you are squeezing the breath out. It's a folding process to come down. And then inhale, step into plank pose. Pivot the left heel up, take the right foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your left leg high. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, rise to your crescent. Keep the back heel lifted for the moment. And then exhale, take the right inner heel to the floor, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, open to Warrior 2. So rotate your pelvis, the left thigh should be stable. Inhale, rising up. And then exhale, rotate the arms, squeeze the breath out. As you touch the floor, inhale, step to plank pose. This time, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, seal or upward dog pose. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. And then next inhale, raise your right leg high. And exhale, right foot forward between your hands. And inhale, left foot forward. And exhale, deeply bow. You can put your calves and forearms together if you like. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Stand really still. Left hip is 10.5 weeks from my hip replacement. And though there are some awkward things in stepping still with my left leg, there is a sense of the progress. And sometimes you don't realize the progress about something in your life until you're on your yoga mat. So in the same way with the mind, the heart, the body, all things. We'll do one more Surya Namaskar. This time I'd like you to start as we always do, but on the inhale, we're going to go up on the toes. So breathing in, Ujjayi breath, Urdhva Hastasana. Low back bend. Inhale, upright. And then exhale, lower your heels down, come forward into Uttanasana. For those who like, your forearms can go behind your calves. Inhale, glide your heart forward. Okay, let's do exhale, right toes back first this time. Inhale, rise up to your crescent. Exhale, slide the right inner heel down to Warrior 1. Inhale, reach up. Enjoy the opening at the front of the right hip and pelvis. Exhale, sweep the arms out, Warrior 2. So you do turn your pelvis and your back leg slightly. Inhale, rise up, rising warrior pose. Now exhale, windmill over, closing the belly over your left thigh. Inhale to plank pose. At this time, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, seal, or upward dog pose. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. Okay, now exhale and prepare for, this is a challenge for me, this particular action. So inhale, raise your right leg high. And then exhale, right foot forward between your hands. And inhale, rise to your crescent. Okay, keeping the body stable and strong, take the left inner heel to warrior one. And inhale to reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Level off the pelvis. Inhale, rising warrior. Okay, squeezing the breath out. Rotate your arms over. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Plank. Inhale, downward dog. Now with your next inhale, raise your left leg high. And then exhale, left foot forward. And inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, deeply bow to the legs. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's stand in mountain pose so there can be a kind of ease or basking quality. Listen to all that's moving within you. Listen also to that which is deeper than the movement, that which is very still. On your left leg, bring the right leg up for tree pose. Root the tailbone down and keep the left outer hip toned. So no sense of leaning your hips to your left. Open your right knee just so much as your pelvis is still actually aiming forward. And as you press your right heel against your left leg, make the right thigh like a telescope, longer from your hip to your knee. Sweep the arms wide. Bring your hands, come into your plumb line. And step down, right foot down. Put your weight into your right leg. Bring the left leg up. Tone the right outer hip, outer butt, the back of the pelvis. No leaning into your right outer thigh or hip. As strongly as the left heel might press against your right leg presses back. Lengthen your left thigh like a telescope. Wide. Bring your hands to your heart. Step down. Nicola, you can come back in, honey. It's okay. Yeah. Let's take all 4 blocks, please, to the floor. You're going to take 2 blocks like this, and then each other block is going. Let me show you with some contrast here. The block that goes on the medium setting is on the edge, the very flush edge of this block. So like this, flush. And that means that when you place the 2 blocks, which is 4 blocks, 2 blocks on top of 2 blocks, you're going to leave a little space in between the blocks for the top of your head to reach to the floor. So we go like this. This is as if you were doing that prostration earlier. So you're going to place your hands in front of the blocks. Your shoulders go to the center of the blocks there. And when you roll into it, the top of the head is on the floor. And the top of the head touching down. So each of us does have a different length for the neck and the head. And so the height of the blocks, this is just what I found to be the average experience for support. I'm not saying that it's everyone's best setup. In some cases, you're going to want to change it by, excuse me, adding a little bit of height. What we did at the yoga studio was to cut up the yoga mats to add padding and height to the blocks. But you should feel whatever your setup becomes, that you can actively press the crown of your skull down. You can actively press your palms down. Keep the elbows in at shoulder width. Tone the front of your throat. You may choose to raise one leg up. Just checking your sense of balance or the inner core that would lift those toes, even if the toes are just hovering off the floor. You could try switching to the other foot, even if you're just hovering the toes off the floor. So this is a beginning version of headstand. You can walk the toes back, touch your knees down, come up to Vajrasana, and see if you can notice the influence of headstand. Why was it a recommended pose from the earliest texts of yoga? Their primary interest was in meditation and consciousness. So why was this pose recommended? Now keeping 2 blocks, bring your chair onto your mat, please. Lie on your back with your feet on the front edge of the chair. Nakula, you came back. I know they can't see you right now. You're hiding under the line of the camera. Okay, please lie down so that you're on the front edge of your chair. 2 blocks are close by. Your yoga strap can be close by. Let's put the strap so that you have a loop. And that loop is shoulder width. And place that where you can reach it. Okay, lift up with your hips and place the 2 blocks, one on top of the other flat. but you are in supported bridge pose. And the feet are up on the chair like this. And then taking the strap, it has to go past your blocks. You probably have the toes of the chair also within reach, so you could hold the toes of the chair, press your wrists out against the strap, and firmly press your shoulders down. Raise your heart up. Take the legs out. This is called supported candlestick pose or supported shoulder stand. A lot of this pose is gravity supported and kind of gravity driven. The work of lifting your chest and your heart and rooting your shoulders, to bring the shoulder blades into the back of the heart, you have to oppose gravity. So there is some dynamic effort there. The benefit of the strap is that as you press the wrists out against the strap, you can further enthuse your shoulder blades to squeeze under your heart. Now, holding the toes of the chair firmly, place your feet back on the seat of the chair. Raise your hips up. So it's kind of like a high version of bridge pose. Touch the hips back down. Take the legs back up. Now you'll have less compression in your throat. That compression in the throat is on purpose in the high bridge, which is a movement towards shoulder stand. Do that one more time. And hips down and legs up. Release the yoga strap. Place your feet on the seat of the chair. Reach for the two blocks and place them on this little triangle position that we use, where you're going to support the sides of the sacrum. And then the sacrum kind of levitates or rests between the two edges of the block. So my blocks are on the medium setting. You can choose if you want them to be on the flat setting, but that sense that the sacrum almost hammocks between two edges of the blocks, you want your body to feel that it can relax there without distraction. There will be a gentle sense of the pelvis and the lumbar spine moving towards flexion, and almost an inner sense that just above the pubic bone and below the belly button, there's like a hollowing happening across that part of the belly. The mind and the body relax really deeply. This is where we practice that vairagya. We're trusting in the outcome of the dedicated practice. The mind become more and more still, more and more quiet. The body can become more and more deeply relaxed. Release any and all unnecessary tension, especially in the lower belly. So let's go even deeper. The mind, the body together. Welcoming the mental stillness. Let that continue and only bring your knees towards your chest. Just that one shift. Feet to the front of the chair for the support you need. Put the blocks aside if you were using them. And roll to your side to return to sitting for meditation. Take our seat together. Life in your seat, and you can feel the quality of Viragyam. We have this practice, we let go and welcome the medicine, the mystery. Whatever abhyasa we're making in life, it should be to help us move towards the inner quiet or mental stillness. It's called sthitau, stable tranquility. To lift at the base of your skull. So your inner posture is aligned with your inner quiet. Inside the heart. You can sense there the quiet of the mind gives access to the heart. What are the inner qualities, the Brahma Viharas? What are they like at this moment? There are times when you'll need to make a more dynamic, explicit expression of the Brahma Viharas, but there are times where you sense it's subtle and implicit. It's already in there. Your access to it is unblocked, unobscured. Your hands to your heart. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. Kitty, are you tired? Hey, everyone. Little Miss Bindi. And what's been happening is that they were playing for hours and hours. Oh my God, you're so tired. Between 3 and 6:30 a.m. Oh, it was a kitten fest. Yeah, we're so tired now. Yeah, you go back to resting. I'm sorry. I just was sharing you with some people who they feel some fondness for you. Okay, I will check the chats there too. Thank you for your notes there. Nice to see you, Vincent. I'll get the record button.